There are 30 attacks in a ranked weekly tournament. But can I 3-star every single one of them for the ultimate perfect? I auto-sign up, so we will have matched already with 100 other players. At Town Hall 18, it is tricky enough to 3-star, never mind 30 times in a row, and we will come across some top-level players, because this is the new fake Legends, Electro 31, where there's no modifiers, but you get the highest amount of starry ore, so this is the league people gravitate to. The battles do not start until tomorrow, but you can see also that everyone takes 30 defenses. So let's set a defensive layout. This is my second account, so nowhere near maxed, but I will set an effective layout. This is, I'll say, an old Legend base, but it's only like a week and a half old. I'm pushing on my main account where I am resetting inside the top 200. Actually, there was some modifications to this base where the Revenge Tower should really be on this side of the base. And I think the clan castle as well was swapped across to this side as well. So let's swap the monolith with that. A super wizard tower with the monolith, and that revenge tower with the super wizard tower. Actually, the multi-gear tower was over this side as well. So let's save that. We only directly swapped buildings, so there won't be any cooldown. Maybe I can not only get all 3 stars on offense, but I could not be 3-starred on defense. The double perfect. I'm actually quickly just getting my builders working whilst I can, even though these upgrades will not take effect for the ranked week, because my base, including the levels, is locked in once the battles start tomorrow. The first day of attacking. So far, the perfect defense. We have not been 3-starred, but there's still 26 defenses left to take. However, today I'm going to do the first 10 attacks. I'll then do 10 tomorrow and 10 the day after, just to break this up a little bit. Firstly, let's fill my clan castle troops. Actually, I think we have, yes, some clan castle cakes we can use. That will make this much easier. And we can go ahead, change from my farming army. That will definitely be helpful. And then we can dive into the first attack. Miss my fireball on one of these. Spend too long warden walking. And that's it. It's game over. Okay, we have a meta base design to start out. This awful town hall in the center. Where do we fireball? I feel like we have to try and get one of the poison tower compartments. The one on the left is the obvious because the revenge tower is there. Do we go for a quick fireball or do we go for a safe fireball with the warden walk? Let's go for a safe fireball. Should have put my loon in first just to protect Sneezy. And the reason I say that is, notice there are 2 elixir storages behind the ricochet cannon. Once my warden locks onto those, I can essentially be assured my warden is not going to move to a defense when I start turning some invisible, and therefore he's going to be protected. So let's just make sure that we don't have the fireball go off early. Once he's taken out the ricochet cannon, actually, we might be able to get to that poison tower without using any spells. You can look at the range of the rage aura to let you know where the warden is going to go next, and therefore what the closest defense is. So as he steps in towards the poison tower here, yeah, we should be able to just go like that. You do have to get the poisons in quick if there's any builder huts for the revenge tower. That worked beautiful. And then we can begin charging up towards the top. So we spent 1 minute doing that. Okay, we have a witch and a hound. Not the end of the world. Let's go like this. King at the top. And then we're going to go log launcher through there. Just to try and make sure that we can get in towards the town hall. Okay, let's now go with the royal champion on this side to try and get in towards the multi-gear tower and the single target inferno. All is looking good at the moment. And the overgrowth, sometimes you use for damage, sometimes you use for pathing. In this instance, the log launcher should open the walls just in time that everything goes into there. Let's actually use... Okay, we don't need to use anything at the moment. Let's overgrowth the monolith, the super wizard tower, just to make sure we have less damage moving through to the back end of the base. Should have probably sent in my headhunter, but all is good. Send in the headhunter now. Let's use the queen ability. I'm going to save the invisibility spells for the royal champion, the rage spell for when the rage tower, or the overgrowth, sorry, wakens back up. We can also use the freeze. There we go. We can rage. We can freeze this section. Super Barbarians to make sure we don't time fail. And check that out. What a way to start. Plenty of confidence moving into this one. The fireball could be something that really throws a spanner in the works. Making sure I land that 30 times in a row to not fail a single attack might not be easy, but the first 3-star is in the books. Woo! Okay. You know what? We're just going to continue. We're just going to dive right back into the next one. I'm literally just going to knock all of the attacks out. Oh my gosh. What is this? A double invis base. Okay, so if we hit the spitter, we can get the CC as well. Would the Expo get the CC? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have time to try and calculate that, but I can calculate it as I'm walking. Okay. Because the Expo is a lot easier to hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 1, 2, 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Yes, so the Expo would get the clan castle, I believe, unless I'm miscalculating. Which I could very well be doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Basically calculating the gaps in between the Expo and the clan castle. But how do we land the fireball there? That's the question. We don't have a lot of buildings to anchor on here. We've got the elixir collector. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, we could, once we get to like this elixir collector, we could anchor to the Expo. And it would just be 2 fireballs. 2 fireballs, 2 invis. 1, 2. Do that. Get that in. Yeah, see, we hit the clan castle. Oh, no. Don't lose the warden. Goodness me, that would not be great. Fireball was beautiful as well. Talk about taking risks. Oh, my goodness me. Okay. We got this. We're going to have to go with the log launcher because there is an invisibility spell tower. So we do have to make sure that we activate that and we can move through. Now let's send in the royal champion to the left. Just keeping an eye on the queen here. I do not want that queen ability going off early, so I am going to turn her invisible. Looking okay. What are we overgrowth? I think I'm going to overgrowth the monolith on the... Oh my goodness, I missed it. Okay, that's trying to get too greedy with the overgrowth. Let's use the queen ability now and the rage because this is a very dangerous section. If we can push through this, then we're looking good to move up to the back end. Just going to try and make sure to take out some of the buildings on the outside. That means the spiky ball will then move into the base. We can use it now. There we go, hitting all of the defenses. Then let's pause the royal champion where she is, so she's out of range of defenses. Use wizards and start clearing up these back defenses. Second attack. Good to go. Yes. Okay. Wow. Maybe I'll explain later how to calculate the fireball. It's just looking at the gaps in between different buildings. But anyways, 2 3-stars to start out. Beautiful. Another double invis base. Let's start with the warden. We're going to invis the air defense. That means that we can get the fireball deeper into the base to take out that entire section. Now, the other invis spell tower is annoying, but we're just going to deal with it once we get there. Log launcher through there. I'm basically going to spiky ball that compartment. That gets rid of a lot of the damage, and then we'll overgrowth it right afterwards. So far, it's not quite working out. Let's go with the spiky ball now. Hope it hits the invis. It did. Then we can just instantly overgrowth that to get rid of the damage. Make sure we're clean. Fox is down, so we've got to be careful here. Let's invis her again and then use the ability to try and make sure we can get through this. Oh, this is tricky moving to the back end of the base. Freeze here. Stun this. Try and let the royal champion take out this compartment. Do I rage the royal champion? I'm debating it. Yeah. If the royal champion gets this section, we are... Oh, no. I really shouldn't have raged there then, should I? Oh, my goodness me. Okay. We just need to take out all of this fast enough. Can we get the queen out of this compartment, or do we break her into the next compartment? We've got 1 wall breaker. We've got the queen ability. Honestly, I still think we've got this. Does she punch out of the wall here? Does she try and punch out of the wall? She does. So let's... Up. No, never mind. Wall breaker. Yeah, because there's no buildings in that compartment for the wall breaker to go to. But never mind. Ooh. Sometimes the plan is good. The execution gets a little bit hectic. I'll take it. 3 stars. Next was an almost maxed Town Hall 18, the toughest base so far. But with a well-placed fireball and a good funnel on the other side, the base was no match for my meteor golems. I just stuck to the basics, kept the troops close together with the overgrowth spell, and the base was crushed. Next up was a Town Hall 16. Oh, beautiful! It's not surprising to find some lower town halls as all players strive towards Electro 31 for the 2-starry ore in the star bonus. But nevertheless, I still needed that 3-star, so with a perfect fireball, it was good to go. And with 5 attacks in, we are 1/6 of the way through. 285 trophies. I wonder how many we can get, because unlike Legends League, you gain trophies on defense as well. Basically the ones that your opponent missed. Let's get into attack 6. Okay, we're back to a Town Hall 18. Good. Now, it's important to recognize on bases when you can do a quick fireball, maybe just using one invisibility spell in order to get good value or set the funnel on the perimeter, or when you need to take your time and even overcommit with invisibility spells to assure you don't miss a deep fireball so that you can take out value in the core, and that sets up more pathing as you're moving through the base. 3 stars. Let's go. Oh my goodness. What is this? Okay, you know what? I think I want to do like just a quick fireball. Like that, and like that. That basically gets CC, really good value. Trying to consider like charging into the base and then getting a deep fireball was quite a lot. Whereas I could do it like that. Oh, let's try and get the Revenge Tower early. Let's totem that Revenge Tower. You always want to hit the totem behind the Revenge Tower, because then it's not going to ricochet into any of your troops. I think we're just going to overgrowth here to mitigate damage in the middle here. And then we'll get to that section at the bottom when we get there. All is looking good. Again, I don't want to use too many spells at this point because... Whoop. Invis spell from the Royal Champion made her run away. I'm going to need a lot of spells for that back end of the base. So we can do that now. We can poison, use the king ability. Try and basically strip out all of the buildings there that we needed to. Ready for when everything else hit this bottom area. Fantastic. Really happy with how that one was executed, actually, because this is the type of base that you could easily fail on if you're not careful and you don't get a good fireball, or you know, just don't quite get enough value. And I feel like that one went great. Revenge Tower, like, okay. What's our anchor point? We could use any of the collectors, but we'd have to use an extra invis then as well. Maybe the Barbarian King. We can use him as the anchor point. Let's do that. Yeah, as soon as the warden locks onto the king, Tesla popped. Okay, let's go now. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can hit the multi from there. That gets us really good value, but don't lose the warden, Judo! Yeah. Oh, no! What? Okay. This is bad. This is bad, actually. Don't have ideal pathing here either. Come on, Queen. Step out and come around. Yes, she did. Okay, we got a minute. What is blasting the king so much? Let's send the RC in now. Let's overgrowth that monolith. That is being really troublesome. Oh, the Revenge Tower. What am I doing? I forgot about the Revenge Tower. Queen, doing queen things. King, equally banging against the wall. Good job. We've got a minute left. Okay. So now what we need to do is go that, rage there, freeze. King ability, RC ability. Come on. This can be my let off. Don't time fail. Don't you dare time fail. Now we got this. Woo! Okay. That's what I'm saying. Fireball is risky. It's risky. That attack was way too close for comfort. And that's something I need to take into account with this challenge. The further I get on, the more nervous I become. Slip-ups like that can cause me to fail. It's important for me to stay focused and not think too much about my progress towards the 30 perfect attacks. Just taking on one base at a time. The last thing I need is a slip-up like this at the later stages. But for now, closing out the day with the final attack, making it 10 3-stars. We've crept into the top 10 here. 400 on offense. Not a 3-star on defense, but we have 20 more attacks to go to complete this perfect challenge. Day number 2, I have a 35-minute window where I can get my attacks done. So we need to dive straight into this. We did get attacked. Maybe that was regular battle mode. Let's actually go to here. We're rank 17. And so far, the defense remains perfect. Let's go. Fingers crossed. And let's hope rushing and having to get these attacks done right now does not come back to bite me. Here we go. Okay, do not like the looks of that revenge tower over by the town hall. Okay, I'm getting a phone call. Great. Oh, today is being a hectic day. Okay, kind of feel like the scatter shot or the... I can't think. Stop calling me. The fire spitter. I'm going to fireball the fire spitter. Otherwise, I'm going to be sitting and debating all day long. Just trying to look at how to most effectively get the fireball to the fire spitter. Might just walk there, you know, and then we can use maybe one invis onto the air defense and mortar. Okay, now we're on the fire spitter. Let's just fireball. Queen. Pull the warden to the side. There we go. We didn't use any invisibility spells, so that's great because we can then use that. Let's go troop launcher. What is on the warden? Warden, stay alive! Goodness me. Revenge tower going down. Let's distract that super wizard tower to protect all of the snakes from the snake bracelet. This looks good. So the overgrowth in this instance, not used as much for pathing, more so used to make sure that damage is not a problem. And then by the time we take out all of these buildings, look, it's just waking back up. So we can press the queen ability. We can rage, keep an eye on the RC up there so that we can keep her alive. Only 1 minute left though. This is dangerous. Time is our biggest enemy right now. We should be good. Do I think we're going to keep the king and those meteor golems alive? Totem spell does provide a little bit of damage, so I was hoping it might have been enough to actually take out the super archer tower. But it wasn't. Okay, that wizard tower is attacking the totem, so we can get a wizard on that. Drop an archer in there. We're good, but oh my goodness, what a shaky start. Another close one. The time crunch has already gotten to me, but that is part of the course when you're attacking with a deadline. And that's where slip-ups can happen, when you're not fully concentrated. But a win is a win, and that's 12 3-stars down, 18 left to go. Oh, I missed the clan castle. Are you kidding? I missed it, right? Yeah, one of my earthquakes didn't hit it. Beautiful! I think what we're going to do is lock this down so we can focus on the revenge tower. Let's try and lock that revenge tower up. Looking okay. I think, yeah, we're going to be good. Nice. Okay. Missed the earthquakes. Those little mistakes definitely come back to bite you. How many attacks is that so far? 13. We're nearly halfway. Oh my goodness. I feel like we have to fireball the ring on the inside. It's tempting to try and get a fireball at the bottom. So we cannot reach the clan castle if we hit the fire spitter. We don't get as much value unless we hit the fire spitter. We could go for like the revenge tower, but I think the fire spitter is going to be the play. So let's begin charging there, and then we can see... what do we invis to get it there? There's a lot of buildings on the outside to invis here. So after this wizard tower, and then the builder hut, he'll go to the gold mine, as long as the... Probably didn't need that invis spell, but I didn't want to take any chances. Now he'll go to... Okay, so let's go invis, fireball. Okay, we hit the monolith, which is not great, but it still gets the fire spitter. We just missed the scatter shot. Do we go into the damage, or do we overgrowth that on the back end? Honestly, I think we're going to overgrowth it on the back end. I changed my mind mid-attack. Just do not like the look of going straight into the heroes. It can mess you up a little bit. I want the king to go a little bit further before I use the royal champion, but actually the meteor golems are going that way anyway. So let's just send the RC now. And what we're going to do is lock the revenge tower and the multi-infernos up. That's going to assure that the meteor golems have to path to the right to keep everything together. And then we're going to save a lot of these spells for the far side, because that is a dangerous area. Okay, we want the revenge tower to kind of wake up now. We don't want things moving too far from that. So there we go. Queen ability and rage. Okay, way better executed. That base was much more difficult, and yet that's what happens when you dial in. Swagging spells, beautiful job. 4 3 stars already. Man, the dream is still alive, especially with the defenses. And hopefully you're learning a lot from the video as well, whether it be pathing of the troops, whether it be spell timing. As we get towards the end, there should be a good amount of tips in different areas to help with your attacks. So clearly it's tempting to fireball that area, right? The question is, how do we get there without losing the warden? What you can do sometimes is, let's check for a Tesla. Let's start here. Oh, I sent 2 balloons in, never mind. Then what we want to do is, after the wizard tower, he locks onto the dark elixir storage. You go like this, go like that. Don't get too greedy. We took out a chunk of that tower of the section now that we've eliminated a lot of that damage. We could have used more invis spells, use a warden walk, stuff like that to try and take more out. But then we'd have had to use more invisibility spells and use more time. This is another important learning point for you. If you see amazing fireball value, particularly around the rage spell towers, maybe don't go for the rage tower itself. Just take out half of that section if it means you can save spells and time, because you have the overgrowth as well to counter those areas of the base. Time it correctly and you will wipe out those areas. Hopefully when that wakes up, everything's still in position there and ready to go. But then we're not taking as much damage. See that? So now we can go RC ability. Now everything wakes up. So we go Queen ability, Rage, and we freeze. And that just wipes out that entire compartment now. And it's gone. So we basically... You want to think about it like splitting the damage, right? If there's a heavy hitting area of the base, try to use the overgrowth where you're only taking half of the damage. You take that out. And if you time it correctly, the overgrowth wears off, your troops are still in that location, they haven't walked away. Then you can take out the rest, which is exactly what we did there. Halfway mark! Wow! The new fake legends of Electro 31. 600 trophies on offense. Which means it is 1,200. The perfect attack. Yeah, we've actually had a bunch of 1 stars there as well. 55% 1 star. Oh, yeah, losing the Spirit Fox early on and an RC dive into Riders and Valkyries. Not going to end well for you, especially not with a core like that. Oh, Fireball as well. Wait, what? Okay. I'll take the defense. Let's not get too distracted here. Let's just make sure we don't fit... Oh my gosh, this is a proper Legend League base. What? Well, this is what I do. If you want to crack this base, we go like that. Fireball... And we walk down into this Rage Tower compartment. So this is... Okay, he's going to walk that way. Wait, what? Oh, Warden. From this way. Okay, we're just going to have to adapt a little bit here and make sure to use totems to protect the queen. Because what you don't want to do is walk in front of the bomb hive. It can do a crazy amount of damage. And it can also take out your healers if you're not careful and use totem spells. So, let's just keep an eye here. Let's use an invis. We've got to go troop launcher. Just got to focus up a little bit here. No! No. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. We should still be fine here because I normally smash this base in Legends and we don't have the modifiers. Just obviously misplaced my Warden a little bit, which meant that he was going in the wrong direction. So let's keep an eye. Everything's going around the base, so what we're going to have to do is use the Rage in the center to make sure that that goes down. So you're always having to just adapt on your attacks, and I guess this is the thing with the Meteor Golems. Sometimes this does happen. Oh my goodness. Thought we were going to lose the Royal Champion there, but we didn't. Sometimes this does happen with the Meteor Golems just because of how, like, they throw one another. Like, one gets thrown and then the next one. That was a bad invis, but yeah. So I thought the Royal Champion was going to walk in there when the Fire Spitter was firing, and she then did. Definitely didn't need the Royal Champion going down. Okay. So let's lock up a bit of this. Let's poison that defending minion prince. Okay, this is close. Should be good with the king ability. I mean, we got a lot of meteor golems here as well. I'm just trying to save this freeze for when the thing wears off. There we go. King ability. Ping through those. Wow. Okay. Goodness me. I knew the crack to the base as well. Okay. Maybe it is good that I take a break here. Okay. Actually, I've got a little bit longer. My wife just texted me. Beautiful. All right. Another real meta base. Okay, this guy is this maxed? I think this guy is maxed. All right, so this is going to be tricky. There's no easy fireball. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that fireball straight into the core. That's what I was saying about using the fireball to just instantly press it, so you don't have to worry about, you know, Tesla and stuff. Oh, do not tell me that wizard tower is going to chain through under the healers. I do not like when that happens. Okay, so I think we're going to go far side from this. We just need the warden to basically... It is. I'm going to have to use a totem there just because the super wizard tower... It can, if your healers are too close, it can chain through onto them. And obviously we can't lose the healers. So we are going to go far side and try and get that revenge tower down early. We just got to make sure we don't time fail. It's probably worth... If you can pick off heroes with the warden, it's honestly worth doing. Okay, so we're not going to be able to do that. We also don't want the warden to walk too far that he doesn't then get pulled by our troops here. So let's go like that. Okay, looking good, looking good. Okay, might use... Oh, that far side we're going to need the rage spell for, actually. I was debating using the rage spell there, but I think we're going to use overgrowth for that side. I haven't deployed the king. What happened there? Honestly, not looking too bad. Oh, no, 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 no. No, do not pop my queen ability. I haven't deployed the royal champion. What? What is happening? Oh, this is not good. Because the royal champion's now well out ahead. Can't have her go down. Not looking forward to that single target inferno. I think what we're going to do is... Now that that's popped, overgrowth this. So once the rage tower pops, you can use the overgrowth and get pretty good value. And then we're going to rage this area as well, just to make sure that we can get through this pretty quick and save the king ability for when the overgrowth wears off. Wasn't expecting to overgrowth the town hall. Oh, Gigabomb was less than ideal there. Royal champion, please stay alive. Let's use the king ability while we're in the middle of the base. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. 30 seconds. We got a poison. We should be good. Meteor golems will throw to that. If any skellies pop, obviously, we got to use this poison straight away. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so there's two people, actually, I want to check their defenses. Let's look at Tim of Kings, because that was maxed. There he is. 1 attack. 8 defenses. Average destruction of 80%, but it doesn't show the stars. Interesting. Who was the other player that had a really good base? Okay, Extreme 209. He had the Itsu base. No attacks, 8 defenses, 79%. Wow, I'm surprised at how high the percentage is versus those bases. I guess even a lot of the defenses I've taken, though, they're like, you know, 90%. They might just be 1 stars, right? When we look at mine, yeah, there's some high percentage attacks there, but just nowhere near the 3-star. All right, one more. One more today, and we've locked it up. We're ready for the final day tomorrow. The dream is still alive, and we've beat 2 max level meta bases today, and we have another. I do not like these rage tower bases, so we just need to go like that, that, and like that. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now we need to let the warden take out some of these buildings to make sure that the cut is there. Let's go in towards the clan castle, but we can lure it first so that we're not dealing with ice golems when we're down there next to the multi-archer tower, the enemy queen. Like, I can just take these archers out now with the ice golems. Yes, it takes a little bit more time, but I can protect more troops moving into this dangerous rage area. Let's use the queen. Now, the question is, do we log launcher? Probably not, you know. We're not going to get great value out of that. And we can go meteor golems here. That's going to tank the queen, so we can quickly headhunt it. Wall break into this section. And then we should be good. I'm just going to overgrowth the far side. So, like, the back fire spitter. And then what that means is, as we're moving in towards it, we can take out this near side fire spitter, get behind the other one before it wakes back up. That's the plan anyway. Now we can send in the royal champion. Because again, you don't want to send in your champion too quick. I don't want to use the rage here, because what that's going to do is power my troops ahead of the overgrowth. And I don't want that. I want the overgrowth to wear off as my troops have taken out this area. So they're still right there to then deal with those defenses where the overgrowth is. Let's use the... Yeah, there you go. Rage, RC ability, or queen ability, sorry. Then we use the totem. Now see how everything was right on top of them. You use those abilities and you just fry that area. So that is your trick for how to take out those dangerous rage areas in the base. We've got the king ability, which you want to try and, if you can't get it into the base in order to take out like major defenses and major damage, you want to save it to then speed up the attack at the end in case you're going to time fail. Punched my microphone, which we are not. 3 stars. Let's go. Rank 6. We're not even rank 1. What? But 800 trophies, 23 stars in a row. Just 10 more remain tomorrow. And can we do the unthinkable and not get 3-starred on defense either? Going into the leaderboard, average stars per attack, 3, 100%. The dream is still alive. Day 3 of attacking. The week is not slowing down. Welcome to the life of content creation. So I think I'm going to just do 5 attacks today, and then tomorrow another 5. So hopefully I'm not as rushed. Checking out the defense log. Yes, we are still flawless. How many defenses is that now? Actually, we can go to the leaderboard to check that out. 12 defenses. Let's go. Everybody above me has done all 30 attacks. Some solid scores, but nowhere near the perfect 3-star average. So I think we're looking good there. There is a player here, look, who has a 2.8 average. Activate my super troops. We don't want to lose those. My throwers were finished there when I first logged into the game, and I have been testing on my main account, mixing in throwers with the meteor golems. It's been working relatively well. Ugh. Do I go for that strategy? I've been kind of going with 3 meteor golems and 5 throwers. It works out beautifully. Yeah, let's do it a little bit. I don't want to mess with things too much. I want to assure that we do get the perfect here. But 5 attacks. Let's do this. We're still on track. Okay, nice easy one to start out. What is this layout with the rage towers there? But these are the ones that can trip you up if you're not focused enough. Okay, how do we fireball the air defense? I think we just go 1, 2, fireball. Oh, we hit the mortar, but that's fine in all honesty. We're going to go behind the spitter anyway. Don't have to worry about defenses in the second layer, and we're going to break into that one with the queen. We do want the warden to come this way, though. So let's do that now. Should have saved a meteor golem to tank for the king, but we are good. Break that. Just going to save on to the royal champion because there is quite a few buildings on the outside where the royal champion would just run ahead of the king. Now let's use her. And yeah, we want the royal champion to basically be tanking this whole time. Let's keep an eye on that single. If it locks onto anything important, then we will switch it. Let's go like that now. Queen ability. Let's overgrowth all of this just to mitigate damage on the queen. First attack of the day done. And we only have to get to 5 today. Second attack. Let's go. All right. I will say I really dislike these poison bases in Legends. So what I normally like to do is hit a side, walk the monolith, and then go in. But we'd be going in towards the fire spitters there. So is that really a good move? 1, 2, 3. Fireball the single, then we can get all of that. Let's see what we want to do here. We've got a nice funnel. It would be nice, actually. I should have placed the warden a touch to the left. Then we could have walked the hero bell. Because honestly, it would be really nice to take that down. I'm just waiting a touch so that we can go king, log launcher, headhunter, go like that. What have we got coming out of the CC? Okay. Can poison all of that. What are my throwers doing? Okay. Trying to go after the CC troops. Less than ideal. Let's actually lock down that revenge tower until we get closer. Let's freeze that to protect my king. Oof. RC took it down anyway. That thrower on the bottom. Queen ability, rage. Keep an eye on the RC here, running up to the monolith. If she gets targeted, we turn her invisible. She gets the monolith. Then we can celebrate with the king ability, moving to the back end of the base. Let's just distract with some stuff here. Hopefully you can see the different approaches to bases and how you can always adapt to try and get that pathing initially where the troops go in. And then really it's just managing the core of the base. The king and RC funnel the other side. How high are we on the leaderboard? Only rank 8. But everyone else pretty much has done their attacks above us, right? Yes, everybody above us has done all 30 attacks. Honestly, I don't think the throw has helped us there. I've just been messing around a little bit in Legends League using the Angry Jelly on the Warden and not using it. I don't really want to start experimenting too much here because, yeah, we're getting close. Oh my goodness, what is this? Let's check first that there's not a Tesla here. You want to wait until the balloon gets to the area as well in case a Tesla pops last minute. There we go. Beautiful. So the pathing is already set, look. We don't have to do anything else. Then we can let the warden take out a couple of things here just to extend that. But you want to make sure that he doesn't go like deep into the base. That then you can't pull the warden with your heroes. Okay, let's just start now. Because we can then hopefully get out of the way of that guardian. Are we going to do that? Or are we not? Hey, we've got a super dragon coming out of the CC. Let's block that guardian. Oh, the warden's down. Rip. Okay, this could be tricky now. Okay, let's overgrowth this. Path everything in. Let's go Royal Champion. Headhunter. Alright, I gotta focus up now because this is hard. Get that guardian off the queen. Again, you notice throwers just right out of action there at the end. We've got to protect this king ability to try and get it to go into the base. I think now, in all honesty. Yeah, that was a beautiful king ability, actually. That might have saved us. Woo! Fantastic. All right, that's where, like I was saying, the base looked weird, but you can easily slip up if you're not careful. So just getting that value initially, I was going to fireball the bottom area, but then I guess you can't get too complacent and greedy as well. If I'd have just used the totem in the first place, we wouldn't have lost the warden. It would have been a much better attack. In all honesty, against these weird bases, the throwers do seem to be walking a little bit. You have a look at that. The benefit of the throwers is they have a little bit more sustained damage through the base, whereas the meteor golems do the main bulk of the damage once they merge together and then throw a meteor golem forward. But the benefit of having more meteor golems is it doesn't have to be the same troop that merges together. They can continue to just merge with each other. So at this point, yeah, throwers are still there. It was the one thrower that I delayed that went on the outside. So actually, the rest of them in the middle are okay. Yeah, let's continue with the throwers. Oh, we're rank 1. Let's go. This is funny. Side quest. I bought the Builder pack when Builder Hall 2 first came out, and I didn't place the battle machine or the battle copter. To this day, I haven't placed it just because I find it funny now. Okay. Let's go. Rank 1 with only 23 attacks done. Come on. We can do this. Wow. Okay. Goodness me. Focus up for this. Okay. Where do we fireball? Multi-Inferno would be beautiful, but can we get a quick fireball into this location? Is it worth trying to get a quick fireball? There's no buildings to anchor onto, look. That's the main issue here. We could anchor onto the elixir storage, but equally that doesn't help us much. Throughout this video, you've probably heard me talking about anchoring the Warden a lot. Anchoring simply means to have the Warden lock onto a non-defensive building so that he does not move when you turn defenses invisible. If there was only defenses in the area, you turn them invisible, your Warden could run in any direction as you launch the fireball, putting him in danger. Any non-defensive building will do, but higher HP ones give you longer to place the invisibility spells correctly. Keep an eye out for defending heroes or clan castle troops. You can use those to keep the Warden in one spot, so after you've thrown the fireball, he's much easier to control. You can use an ice block spell to keep the Warden in place, but the better you get with recognizing non-defensive buildings, you can save onto that spell and take an extra invisibility spell or an extra totem spell, which is way more flexible in your attack. Once you get the hang of this, after you've thrown the fireball, it's way easier to pull the Warden across with the rest of your army. Yeah, and then the Warden was moving to the left towards the gold mine because it was the closest building. The danger you have is if the Warden moves in towards the base. Let's distract that. Even though we're attracting other defenses, you can't have the revenge tower ricochet through onto your troops. This looks beautiful. You can freeze this. Let's rage and go queen ability to get that section down. Then we'll use the RC ability after this. Actually, not after the archer tower, because we're in the top area of the base. Good deep fireball. If I'd have just gone for a quick fireball onto the defenses on the perimeter, then I essentially wouldn't have got the pathing further into the base where it's harder to make. So that's why you always need to turn some buildings invisible, but you have to be careful of the anchor points of the Warden so that he's not going to race ahead if there's not a non-defensive building there if you've turned them all invisible. That was fantastic though. I'm very, very happy with that attack. I don't feel as rushed as yesterday. I've still got a lot to do, and I am joining the Reddit moderators for a podcast in just over 1 hour's time. So, okay, focus up. We're going to need the log launcher for this in order to try and activate the center of the base. Do we hit? We have to go for the ricochet cannon. There's no better value than that. We could... Okay. Then we got a couple of storages we could lock the Warden onto in order to lure the clan castle. So there's no rush here. We can just use the invis there. Oh, I better invis that as well, just in case. We do not want that going the wrong direction. All right, fantastic. Now we can lure the CC and just take that... Oh, it was already fully lured. Never mind. I don't know why I used my poison right on top of the ice golems there. That was a really silly mistake. Never mind. We can take these out, basically, then enter in towards this left side. And we're not going into all of that major damage of the defending heroes and stuff whilst attacking ice golems. I think in the current, meta, a lot of people forget you can just lure the clan castle troops. I've been doing that in Legends a lot to great success. Okay. Now we just... Oh my goodness, I misplaced the queen. Okay, I guess we're going far side. Let's go like that. Okay, this is now... Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Let's try... I want a log launcher through the ricochet cannon, the monolith, that sort of stuff. We do have to try and keep this queen alive. We need the queen to go into the center. We might actually over... Yeah, she's going into the center. So we use her ability, we rage, we freeze, and we maybe... even use the invis. Yeah, let's use the invis and let's overgrowth this area just to get some damage off my troops in the core. Let's actually use her ability now. That was a bad royal champion ability. I could have used it earlier before she got in range of the overgrowth, but it protects the queen. As soon as that wears off, we totem, distract all of that. Just wait. There. Then the building at the back went down, so I could invis to protect the royal champion now in this location. Yes! Okay. Let's check it out. 25 attacks done. 3 days remaining. Rank 1. I'm pretty sure we are securing ranked 1 at this stage. 1,000 trophies overall. And we have taken 12 defenses. Still flawless. But can we beat this challenge tomorrow? Okay, day number 4 of attacking. Let's see if we can get this done. Oh my goodness me, we're still in rank number 1. 5 attacks remain. And we are still on for the perfect defense. I can't believe it. 15 now. We are halfway through the defenses. So on my main account, I reset just outside the top 200 yesterday. But I have been adjusting the army here and there slightly. I like to just tinker with strategies. And I've been using the Poison Lizard on the Archer Queen. It has a few extra levels over Diggy. And it's really helpful because the Poison Lizard does impact the Guardian. So I think I will stick with that for today. I did struggle a little bit more yesterday when I was messing around with throwers in the army instead of just all Meteor Golems. But I think I will go back to using more Meteor Golems. Actually, the one thing you could do, maybe I'll show you it here as well, is you can take rocket balloons instead. Now, you can either get rid of the Super Barbarians or get rid of the wall breaker, because a lot of the time you do use the log launcher in approaches. But if you don't break the Archer Queen into the base for that initial layer, then it can be really tricky. Let me show you the rocket loon approach. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me. So let's take 4 rocket loons. That's generally enough to help snipe off defenses and set up your warden charge. An ice golem is good to send in either in front of the king or in front of the meteor golems, and I guess just one other archer. Okay, I have not used this rocket loon approach since like the start of last season. So with 5 attacks to go, maybe this is a bad idea. But hey, I like to try and give you some advice throughout these videos as well so that you can take the learnings into your own attacks. If this first one is a nightmare, maybe we'll switch back to try and lock this up and get it done. All right, it would be great to get a fireball into the core of the base. I might try and force the fireball in there, to be honest. There's 2 options. Either we use the overgrowth in the core, or we use the overgrowth to set up pathing to get the fireball to the core. We could land the fireball on the revenge tower. That would be pretty sick. And honestly, I think we can do it. Or even the builder hut next to the revenge tower would work. Let me see if we can set this up. So let's go warden with the healers. Use the rocket loons to snipe off those. That just means we don't have to use an invis spell for that. We just got to keep an eye here on this single target inferno. How do we deal with this? Okay, single's going to lock on. Let's totem now. Use the headhunter. Let's overgrowth all of this. Okay, then we don't have to worry about the invis spell on that. Might have been a touch early. Totem. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we should be able to get this. Once that goes down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fireball. Earthquakes. Beautiful. Check that out. Fantastic. Then, yeah, we can actually go to the left and get rid of the fire spitters, but what we do want to do is get rid of the expos first. Now we have beautiful pathing. We could freeze that, but to be honest, I don't think it's actually going to matter that much. I'd rather keep the freeze for the defenses, because we'll just pick up the town hall after that wears off. Let's go king ability. That's going to just hit the defenses. Queen ability. After the expo, we can pop the RC so that she keeps out of range. We can then freeze all of this. Oh, we still have the rage. Brilliant. So that gave you a really good example of using the rocket loons to set up the fireball, using the overgrowth not just for pathing through the base or to reduce damage through the base, but if you're going to get a crazy fireball, you can also use it to help with pathing to the core of that fireball as well. So another really nice attack to start off today. I think I'll stick with the rocket loons for the moment. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me, because we only have 4 attacks remaining. Okay. Town Hall 17. So should be good. It's a decent layout, but we should be okay. From here. Okay, pull the warden. Beautiful fireball. Oh, I should have allowed me to get the... Ooh, that fire spitter. How could we deal with that? I think what we're going to do is try and send the 1 balloon in to try and snipe that. And get the RC anchored through there and onto the monolith. That booger is actually going to take out the fire spitter. Let's go. Let's make sure we don't time fail. Start to try and pick some of these off. I don't want to not use these spells here. Again, you never want to underestimate things, especially not at this stage of the challenge. That's another attack down. One thing I realized. Let me show you from the fireball we just did, actually. I mentioned how you could calculate where the fireball was going to hit, and you basically want to look from, is the building a 2x2, 3x3, or 4x4 building that you're hitting? There's different calculations, but essentially what you want to do is count the tiles in one direction and then another. So if we take a look at the auto hut from the single inferno, we have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles in one direction and 3 in another. You then square these, so 4 by 4 is 16, 3 by 3 is 9. When you add these together, it's 25. If it is the same or below the number for that building, so a 2 by 2 is 34, then you can hit it. So for this one, when I did actually hit the ricochet cannon, that's a 3 by 3 building, so 27 is the maximum distance. Calculating up to the builder hut, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles up over is 25, but then it is only 1 tile over, which 1 times 1 is 1. So 25 and 1 is 26. That is less than 27, so we can hit the builder hut, as you see, and that is why we equally miss the Inferno Tower at the far side. All right, 3 attacks remain. Checking the leaderboard status. We still have that perfect 3-star, 100% average. Come on. What type of bases do we have? Oh my goodness. All right, this is an awful base. Overgrowth this. Okay, so that's out of action now. There's not a Tesla, so we can go 1, 2, 3. Fireball. Attacks remain. 25 attacks done. Ooh. Fantastic. Oh, we're rank 1. 5 attacks, 10, 2, 3 stars. Nice. The fireball could be something that really throws a spanner in the works. Making sure I land that 30 times in a row to not fail a single attack might not be easy, but the first 3-star is in the books. I wanted to hit the builder hut. Oh my goodness. This is going to be really, really, really tricky. How do we recover this? What? Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do here. I think we've failed. I honestly think we've failed. We've got to cut the funnel, which is what we're doing now. Get rid of the furnace so we don't lose the healers. Then we have to pull into the bottom of the base. Try and go behind the fire spitter in the middle. And we got to just commit all of the spells for that. Right, let's pull the warden. We didn't get a full CC pull. Keep the warden alive! Oh my goodness. What do we use the rocket loons for? Maybe the archer tower at the back? Queen, we can't lose. Rage, queen, like that. As soon as I can get to that archer tower, the ricochet cannon, that's what I'm targeting the rocket loons on. Come on, push through that top end of the base. Start trying to clean up. And force the king ability into the base. So we're sniping any buildings on the outside. King ability now, try and protect the royal champion. Get the expo, we got it. Oh my goodness, what a let off. What a let off. That is where fireballs can be risky. Wow, I was not expecting that air defense to be the closest building. It must have been pretty close. Especially with the overgrowth, the core of that base was a nightmare. We just had to make sure to commit everything to it. Yes, this is the base we literally just hit. Let's go. Okay. And unlike the first time, I made sure to walk the scatter shot after the fireball. This means I didn't have flanking damage, but if you can allow the warden to take out a couple of extra buildings to extend the dead zone you created with the fireball, you can control your troops through the base way more successfully. You do have to be careful not to take too long with this. I only had half of the time left to clear out the rest of the base, but with that good pathing set, it was no match for the rest of my troops, and a satisfying spiky ball was used to secure the 29th 3-star. One left. One left. And then we've completed the perfect attack. Maybe I have a really tough one to finish off. Maybe they give me an easy base. No! It's a meta Town Hall 18 base. Okay. Think. We've got to go behind The Fire Spitter and the Revenge Tower. We gotta hit one of those invis compartments. No question about it. So we can lock the Warden onto this invis. Not invis. Yeah, what I think I'm gonna do is take this out, go with the Warden on the side. Once the Archer Tower's down, I'm just gonna invis. And then we can hit the Invisibility Tower. So 1, 2. Oomph. That gets all of that. Great. That sets up really good pathing. Let's pull the Warden before we get too far through this. Get those in as well. Okay. And let's go Ice Golem, Meteor Golem, King, this. Headhunter. And I'm also going to freeze that multi-target Inferno, because that's going to get rid of the Headhunters and just be like really annoying. Poison this. Now let's go with the Royal Champion. Looking good. We'll go for that. Should have totemed the Revenge Tower. That was a little bit late. Rocket. Actually, we don't need to rocket lean that Archer Tower. We can get it out with just the Super Barbs. Invis. Get ready with the Queen ability once that overgrowth wears off. Keeping an eye, Spirit Fox rotation there for the Royal Champion. We can use another invis. Queen ability, Rage. King ability is going to go right into all of those defenses. Perfect. We can try and snipe the multi Ricochet Cannon at the top. Royal Champion's doing work. Goes invisible with the Spirit Fox to get that other Ricochet Cannon. We end at the Town Hall for the final attack. 3 stars. And that is 30 out of 30 attacks completed. All 3 stars. 100% average destruction per attack. Only 72% on defense. I think we've well and truly secured the #1 spot. Most of the time, not everyone does all of their attacks. I only did 12 last week, so on average, people only took 24 defenses, meaning we are halfway to the perfect. You will see on your screen now if we did that. There is my final ranking. I hope you have enjoyed this one, learned a few things for your attacks. I will place a recommended video of mine on your screen that YouTube thinks you will like. Enjoy the rest of your day.